Hello. Okay, so this is the third video. Alright. It's titled Judy, if you can't read. Alright, so, yeah. Okay, so Judy is a goddess that is pictured as a T-Rex, okay? And it's such a lovely religion built on gaming and bros, because what isn't a nice religion like that? Alright? Followers are called Judy disciples. You know, I'm a Judy disciple, and so is Secret Bro. You know, we're the top Judy disciples because we are the first Judy disciples in the Judy religion. Yeah. Okay, so that's all for Judy right now. Okay, so the topic today is moving. Right? Tips on moving because it's a pain in the butt if you don't know what you're doing. Because some people haven't ever moved before and some people have moved a lot. I've moved a lot. Alright, so if you're packing a box of books, make it a small box. Like maybe 2 feet across and like a foot in diameter, not diameter, it's a circle, in width, because books get heavy super easy. You pick up a book now and you're thinking, wow, that's not that heavy. But imagine carrying 50 books at once, like I did today. It's heavy. Okay, don't pack a box with random crap unless you have a place for random crap, alright? A lot of military people, when they move around every 3-4 years, they have a tendency to either keep it all or get rid of it all. My parents, they were too poor when they started with these, so they kept everything. Everything. And so now we're paying for it, 20 years later, we're paying for it by having 60 boxes we don't even know what to do with. It's full of stuff that we don't even know because we haven't opened it in 3 moves, which is about 9 years. Alright, so get rid of it. And the key to it is, if you haven't used it in a year, you probably don't need it. Alright, so all those boxes that I have, it's probably stuff we don't need. Yeah, there might be some memories in there and all that. That's why you go through the boxes. But usually it's stuff you don't need. Alright, so you let animals into the empty house first if you get the chance. To get them to like it better, because a lot of animals can be very nervous. Bring toys and treats. Bring your cat's favorite toys and treats. Bring your dog's favorite toys and treats. Bring a bed for your animals. If they lay down, they're calm and they're secure. Definitely be there with them. Don't leave them alone, because a lot of animals may have separation anxiety at varying degrees. And so they might, rip up a door or scratch a window, something like that, Okay, pack the stuff you don't need first and the stuff you need last, because the first on the truck is the last off the truck. So all those boxes in the back, when you start putting stuff in front, you can't get to them until you move that stuff. Alright, invest in a good set of tools. I'm not talking about massive saws and everything. I'm talking about a good wrenches, screwdrivers, get a bunch of flatheads, a bunch of Phillip heads, and also hex wrenches. So many things of furniture need hex wrenches. It's fun. It's hilarious. My desk that I'm using needs a hex wrench. My cat tower needed a hex wrench. My friend's bed that I put together needed a hex wrench. So many hex wrenches. And hex wrenches are just those little L-shaped things that have a little hexagon at the end. And those, you don't want to have to hunt around for one of those. They're the most difficult things to find once you've lost them. If you aren't using a truck, flat screens, so long as you don't have a monster-sized screen, it usually fits nicely into the floorboards of the backseat of a car. I just transported 2 32 inches in the past few weeks, and they fit really nicely into the back of my back seat, because I drive a Taurus, a 2002 Taurus, and they fit really nicely. And if you're scared that it might move around too much because there's plenty of extra space, use pillows or blankets, towels, stuff like that. They fit really nicely. They could probably fit, considering mine, it could probably fit a couple of feet longer than a 32 inch. I don't know what size inch that is, but yeah. If you're moving over the course of several weeks, get tub containers, storage tubs like I had yesterday. I think, or maybe it was I mentioned it in a previous video, I don't remember which. But get those, because they're more sturdier than boxes. Boxes will fall apart after a couple of times of being used. They come with lids that you snap on, and they're harder. They stay on, and tape doesn't, tape rips them off, right? Alright. Pack dishes between a layer of bubble wrap or paper. This keeps them from scratching, breaking, and all that, and it keeps them very nice and it keeps them safe. When you pull bubble wrap out, and I've done this so many times, I can't even, it scares the crap out of you every time when you put it down on the floor. So don't put it on the floor, because when you step back, you're going to step on it, you're going to ruin the bubbles because you stepped on it, and you're gonna scare the crap out of yourself. I have done it so many times already. I've probably ruined 3 foot of bubble wrap already. While an air mattress is useful, you know, you can blow it up and put it down, saves on a lot of space. I would much rather have my mattress on the floor, which I have back there, because it's so much more comfortable. It's my bed, you know? It's like when you go to a hotel for a week and you come back. You know, you want the bed at the hotel seems nice while you have it, but when you get back, you realize what you were missing. Animals, you have to be very, very easy with animals, because they may get sick or use the bathroom in the wrong areas. You know, my cats are one of my cats is so stressed out right now. She's not using her litter box properly. I remember a long time ago, a couple of dogs I used to have, when we moved to them, one of them got sick every night for the first week. And it wasn't anything other than he was just nervous, because it's a new place for them. They do get nervous, all right? You know, stay with them as much as possible. And if you have to leave them alone, leave them with stuff that you don't mind getting destroyed, or put them in a crate or in the backyard. Just make sure they have food and water. Just make sure they have water at least. For the first week, leave, you know, hall lights on, kitchen lights, bathroom lights, or you can purchase those plug-in wall lights, because it's a new place, and when you're in the middle of the night needing to go get something to drink or go to the bathroom, you're more likely to bump into things. Or if you're like me, you get kind of scared because you're a wimp and all that fun stuff. Alright? When you bump into things, you could break something like your grandma's face, which I haven't done, but you know, something that might be sentimental to your family that you've already got unpacked. Or you might stub your toe, which everyone knows that hurts like hell. So, or if you do it as bad as I did a few months ago, or not a few months ago, about a year ago, you sprain it and it hurts for the next 6 months. Yeah. Or you do what I also did a few weeks ago, and you bump your pinky toe so hard that you cut off like the top 4 layers of skin, and it starts bleeding everywhere, and you don't realize it because it just hurts, but it doesn't sting, and so you start tracking blood all over the carpet, and then you got to clean it up at 4 in the morning. And then you also don't have any band-aids, so you got to tape some paper towels to your foot and hope that it doesn't rip off your skin when the blood dries to it. That's a little morbid. Alright, so that's the video. Hopefully you learned a little bit about moving, but probably not. Oh well. Alright. Goodbye.